Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad, and we're 1 week away now from Thanksgiving. The big weather story will be extreme cold for Thanksgiving. We're going to have some frozen turkey out there. It's going to be that cold, and there will be some travel problems, especially along the eastern seaboard. We're talking about possibly New York City, certainly Boston. Very cold, very wet, and potentially very snowy for Boston and points northward, as well as anyone who's right around the Great Lakes. There's going to be a boatload of lake effect snows. But first, let's talk about your Friday. Friday temperatures aren't going to be too bad across most of the country, so if you're doing some early traveling for your Thanksgiving, it should be pretty nice. Temperatures in the 50s here in the Ohio Valley, lower to middle 50s, and a little bit cooler up to the north, but very, very nice down towards the southeast. By Saturday, we're starting to see a little bit of cooler air work its way in. There's a frontal system. There's going to be some precipitation there on our Friday here in the central U.S. and then points towards the east, but the warm air hangs on down towards the south. By Sunday, you can see temperatures modifying just a little bit. We're going to see temperatures in the 50s here in the Ohio Valley and the Midwest. Very cold out in the Rockies. By Monday, things start changing a little bit. You're seeing some warmer air now work its way up into the Tennessee Valley. But don't let that fool you, because this is the leading edge of a lot of moisture, but it's also a storm system that's going to bring those very cold temperatures in. By Tuesday, that system now over Chicago. It's going to be very windy, very wet on our Tuesday, but you can start seeing those very cold colors, blues, working their way south out of Canada. Look what happens here on Wednesday. It encompasses a good portion of the northern half of the country. That's just the beginning of it. It's also going to be very windy. We're going to see wind chills well down into the 20s, possibly some of you up in the Great Lakes down in the teens and maybe even the single digits. That's how cold this air is. Take a look at Thanksgiving. Temperatures some 15 to 20 degrees below normal. Look for high temperatures in the Ohio Valley in the upper 30s, lows certainly down into the teens. And what that's also going to do is kick in the lake effect machines. We're talking about not inches of snow. We could be looking at feet of snow in portions of Michigan, upstate New York, portions of Ohio as well as Pennsylvania. That's how cold this air is. Take a look at that again. That's on your Thanksgiving. Now, as far as precipitation is concerned, it starts on Friday. Here's that initial frontal system moving its way through, giving us that first shot of some colder air. And that's going to be on Saturday. But there's that energy off to the west that's really going to mess up our Thanksgiving week. And that's on Saturday. Sunday, this energy starts developing there in the central U.S., snow up in the Rockies. The rest of us are going to be fairly dry on our Sunday. So traveling on Sunday is not going to be too bad. Here we go on Monday. You can see it's getting itself organized there. By Tuesday, it really gets cranked up. You can see a nice little comma-shaped storm system there. This could be some severe weather down in the Tennessee Valley and even the Appalachians and points towards the southeast. Could be some very heavy rains there as well. This is going to be snow. That is certainly going to be snow up in the high plains. And then by Wednesday, look what happens here. That moves off towards the northeast. Take a look at that. There's going to be snow, I think, around Boston, points northward. There will be some travel delays. This is going to be Wednesday, mainly during the morning hours, but take a look at the winds now coming off the Great Lakes, and by Thanksgiving, it really cranks up. We're going to be looking at some very, very heavy snowfall amounts throughout the Great Lakes region where the snow belts do occur. So if you're going to be someplace where you're going to see a lot of snow, let's say Buffalo, New York, be Cleveland, Grand Rapids, Michigan, you may want to consider taking some extra board games, but certainly prepare for some very cold winter-like conditions. Have a great week. I'll be back here next on Sunday for an update for more of a closer look at that big storm system for Thanksgiving. Until then, I'm George, the Weather Dad.